More ALGS roster news takes place every day, and of course we've got another update here for you, and also more comments going on about some of the roster updates that have already taken place, or the drama in some of the rosters that have taken place. So let's dive in and talk about what's going on in the scene currently this day and right now. First, I wanted to make mention Hodik. This was a couple of days ago. NRG's coach, obviously Hodik has been around since probably day one in the game. I remember when I actually used to play with Hodik years ago, like probably 2019, right when the game came out. Mercy and I, like, some OG stuff was going on back at, like, what was it, Relay on Kings Canyon. And I remember Hodik being around, and then basically he kind of went up and up and up into the pro scene and became more respected in that scene. And obviously he took that route and became a very well-known coach in the scene, and he's been solidified in that state for a very long time. And then he comes out with some pretty shocking news. We've heard, obviously, paycheck stealers. You know, that's kind of been an ongoing term that's tossed around in the Apex scene, and it's been given to a couple of players, teams. But then we started to hear some people saying that Hodik was doing that, and Hodik wasn't worth the money that he was being paid, or whatever the case may be. And that rumor had been going on, and I had heard that, but I thought it was just a joke. But then there seems to be more going on than just, you know, funny hearsay memes or whatnot. Hodik comes out to say, I've recently learned that someone I cared for a whole lot and tried to help whenever I could has been completely destroying my reputation behind the scenes, and admittedly it hurts a ton and has been really messing with my head recently. I wouldn't normally post about stuff like this, but it seems to be heavily affecting my ability to find a new team, unfortunately, so I'm forced to address it somehow. I could talk about several things and post a lot of screenshots that discredit and disprove this person's claim, but I'm not really interested in starting any drama. I just want to clear my name. This past year hasn't been my best in and out of Apex. I've had to deal with a lot, and I've definitely slacked in some areas compared to former years. However, my fire to win and be among the best is brighter than ever, and I have been working on myself a whole lot in order to be able to achieve that. Up until now, I've mostly been known for my ability to read the game's macro/micro meta and really push teams to their fullest potential when it comes to both individual and team play. Since I got home, however, I have picked up my skill set and a capability to also do most of the work associated with data mining, such as getting all zone information per map, analytical tools to further elevate VOD reviews, and tools to be able to read into much of the game's RNG and be able to build more informed game plans, and much more. On top of all of this, I've been developing my own tool to help with better understanding and visualizing the new band feature coming into comp this year. I would love to share this with one team that I'm working with, but if I end up still not getting a team, I may just finish it and release it to the public, since the game will be more open. If any team is interested in a coach at a top level understanding of the game, they can also do analyst work and save lots of money. Please don't hesitate to start a conversation. And obviously some of the comments were like, okay, I'm gonna fight whoever this was talking bad about you. Insane hearing about this slander. You know, Nicewick also saying whoever talks about a man and a coach like you is an absolute bum. So, like, who in the world? Obviously, if Hodik cares a lot for the person, it must be someone that is heavily respected and known within the scene. So crazy stuff obviously going on in the NRG camp, but time will tell. Now, we know obviously Nocturnal came out after the fact to say that he fully vouches for Hodik and was a big believer and fan of Hodik as well, to say I wouldn't have gotten as far as I did in my career without this man, be it placements or myself individually. It really doesn't deserve people doing this to him. So crazy stuff going on over in that scene. Also, we've been following the drama of Furia. Furia obviously had their players come out just days ago and basically all have it out on Twitter. Keon thought he was getting dropped, so he made an announcement. He was looking at his options. Furia makes them all delete it. Madness also says that it wasn't true. They were never thinking about dropping anybody. So Keon, just 4 hours ago at the time of recording, came out to explain things a little bit further and at least with a little bit more insight. Here's what Keon had to say. Roll it.
It's like a combination of Madness and Vax not getting along for a very long time. Vax wanting to leave after champs, and then like his offer falling through, and then that just like putting a bad taste in Madness's and also one of the bosses of Furia. I don't really care, because I think that the iteration of our roster with me, Madness, and Vax is the best that the roster can get. I don't think there's a player that would make us better personally, but we'll see, dude. I don't know.
Now we've also got more roster announcements to make you aware of. One obviously was dropped. No surprise here that we talked about this whole Lone Sharks, Envy roster, TSM. All these guys would be mixing and matching. One thing that I guess some people obviously may have not saw coming was Sykes. Sykes obviously said that they were kind of exploring their options, and there was no guarantee that they wouldn't be teaming together with LG again. However, the LG roster, but LG obviously had moved on. But, you know, it looks like it's not going to be the case. Sykes is going to a new team. Dropped announced that their team for ALGS Year 5 was himself, Sykes, and Zapto. Very interesting roster there. And Talmadge was also going to be the coach for this one. So it seems like Talmadge and Zapto are just a dual package at this point. Now, one of the crazier roster announcements, which I also would say came from some of the leaks that I've gotten, some of the rumors that I've heard, and some of the tip-offs, I guess, that I've received. And they did say that this next roster you're about to hear to the T was exactly correct. It was exactly perfect. However, some of the other rosters I've heard did not turn out to be correct, and I've heard them from multiple people. So, you know, take it for what you will. I definitely think that this one seems more and more likely every single day. Evan Verhulst himself accidentally leaking that he is on the 100 Thieves roster. If you haven't seen this, up in the top left corner here, you can see Evan is in a group chat of, it looks like, 4 members, and it says 100 Thieves 2025. So yeah, nice job, Evan. But it looks like obviously things, you know, this one's a little bit more clear. 4 members, and you can see 100 Thieves 2025. You can also see 100 Thieves players plus staff. And also been talking to Bronzy, also been talking to Marty. I mean, this guy is all over it. I mean, if it was not more clear than that, I don't know what to give you. But Verhulst seems to be playing with the following players: Jen Burton, Phony, and himself. Obviously, that is probably not the roster I think a lot of people expected. However, that's just kind of been the rumor going around. Now, someone did make a great point, like, there's no way Timmy's not on here, right? But it's been very clear, this whole Nice Wig Timmy thing, that you don't have to necessarily be on 100 Thieves. You're not locked on that, right? Nice Wig is on 100 Thieves, but he's also on Riddle. You know, Timmy was on 100 Thieves, but he also played for Disguise. It doesn't seem like it has to be that way. And people forget that Timmy was literally just playing on a different organization while being on 100 Thieves not that long ago. The 100 Thieves thing is actually quite new. So it could technically be that that you have Timmy staying on 100 Thieves as a content creator, and then also going to play for a different esports organization when it comes to competitive wise. So Phony, Jin, and Verhulst seems to be the 100 Thieves talking point here. Especially when you look at this group chat, I'm pretty sure that this picture right here on the 100 Thieves marker is Jen Burton up here. It's been a while, but I'm pretty sure that is the same profile picture he had a very long time ago. And so it seems like Jen Burton would obviously be on that team. You could also see himself, it kind of like solidifies it, Jen Burton right here on the bottom with Phony, and you know, Jen Burton's up here with the same profile picture. So it's very clear that the 100 Thieves team still has Jen Burton on it, 4 other members inside of this group chat, and everybody, all signs kind of lead to Phony at this point. Obviously, you've learned from this scene to not believe anything until you see it confirmed, especially if you're watching it on a JMeyels video, because it's very likely to be total BS. You know, we'll keep you up to date when those official announcements do come out. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also, another team playing around. We've seen a lot of rosters kind of play with different, you know, teams on scrims and different, you know, individual rosters themselves. Like Gent was playing with some other people the other day. Now it's Skittle Cakes and Duplex. I think a lot of people have been wanting this Gent Duplex combo to come back. I mean, the vibes, if you've never seen those two play, especially with ranked, it's a really good scene to watch. These guys seem to very much so click. And I think Skittle is also a very good third puzzle piece here as well. As far as the, you know, talent, the skill, the ability to win tournaments, obviously time will tell, but I do think that you know, camaraderie factor is very, very important, and people are missing that in today's day and age, and especially in a lot of esports, but definitely Apex itself. Also, some news going on in the EMEA scene. Matafi retires. This was the Orgless and Hungry roster that was just here recently, and you see this on the competitive Apex Reddit thread just hours ago, that he's streaming for the first time since Champs. And I checked the start of the VOD, and he said he doesn't like playing Apex anymore and is done with competitive Apex. Apparently, he'll be streaming a variety of shooter games for now while figuring out what he wants to do next. A respectable career in the EMEA Apex scene, but obviously came short at LANs. GG's. In other news, Kashira back with post kill, so that at least is something familiar in the EMEA scene still. However, obviously, you know, everything's still up in the air. We'll keep you up to date, but no news on Nasky yet unless someone else knows something. That was what was on this Reddit thread. Nasky obviously very bummed out as we saw their bottoming performance at the ALGS World Championship. Nasky basically just said he was going to go away for a while. Now, we did see Nasky, you know, playing, and it looked like Raven was kind of filling in with some coaching stuff at one point in time for some little pickup stuff that they were doing. But that was pretty early on in all of this roster mania talks. Obviously, you're going to see some big announcements, I think, because you've had the roster lock for like this PSQ stuff that's going on. However, I think when it comes to the actual Pro League itself, you're probably still going to see some pretty big announcements as you enter that lock. So that roster lock is obviously not taking place yet. So look out for some more big announcements. And speaking of announcements, there was one a couple of days ago. I wanted to make mention of this. So Sven, as you guys know, this has been like Sweet Dreams' go-to analyst for a very long time. I mean, he's traveled with Sweet for a long time. And also he's been doing this from overseas. The guys across the globe making this North America schedule work. I really love how much work and passion this guy has put into the scene. Unfortunately, it looks like he's going to be parting ways with the whole Sweet Dreams dynamic duo at this point. This guy's been, like I said, he's been with him for so long. But he posted he was LFT. If your team would like to hire a top tier analyst, please DM me for more details. This guy's got all the credentials. He's been around the block for so long. So obviously, best wishes to him. But seriously, I don't think you're limited to North America anymore. North America is not this crazy powerhouse, untouchable, you know, region anymore. There's a lot of good teams out there that really do deserve a lot more attention. So interested to see, obviously, where all of this goes. Like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with everything going on inside the world of Apex Legends esports news. We'll keep you up to date right here as things do unfold. And until the next time, we'll see you all later.